and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Cathy and we are here at the Oasis. Thank you for all those that have subscribed, that have shared, that have liked, commented, and whatever there is to do. Well, today I feel happy. Today is a good day. I feel some excitement within me. Why? Because I reconnected with someone I've taken so long, a relative of mine, I've taken so long without hearing from, and today they called me early in the morning and it was so nice. So I feel good. I hope you are feeling the same way, and if you're not, don't worry. We are at the Oasis. Here we talk about healing, we talk about relationships, we talk about mending broken bridges. Yeah, so all that. Well, today, like I said, we're talking about relationships. Why do relationships fail? Why do we lose some relationships? And to just start it off, I believe that every relationship, at least every normal relationship, has disagreements. They have challenges, they have their ups and downs, they have quarrels, and this is normal. You know, sometimes we'll say something maybe to a family member, to a friend, that will not go down well with them. And in that, we're hurting them. And, people will be hurt and you could lose a relationship. But I think how do we mitigate when relationships go bad? But before we go there, let's first look at why do relationships fail. Well, when I talk about relationships, I mean all relationships you can think of: family, husband, wife, children. Look, I disagree with my husband, not all times, but sometimes, so we can't agree 100% on all the things. I disagree with my children on a number of things. I disagree with some friends of mine. I disagree with my siblings. But the normalcy then comes in when you reconcile. Yes, we've disagreed, but how are we going to reconcile? And I think that's the most important thing. Well, just to dive in, but also to just give it context, in the Bible, disagreements just didn't start yesterday. Yeah. We've seen, for those who read the Bible, we see people disagreeing with each other. We see Joseph disagreeing with his brothers. We see Jacob disagreeing with Esau. So many. So disagreement is a part of us. The thing is, how do we reconcile after we've disagreed? How do we reconcile? How do we go back to the challenge? How do we sort out our challenges? So when we cross certain lines, in our disagreements, in our, in those relationships, then we are bound to lose those relationships. So today, let me just share with you, at least from my experience, why we are losing those once good close relationships. Those relationships you look at and you just wish you salvaged before they went down the drain. So number one is dismissal of one's opinion and emotions. This is when the other person's emotions and opinion don't count. Like, you're talking about something, or you're in a relationship with someone, and every time they give their opinion, every time they show their emotions, you don't think it's important. And it's very common with us parents. I mean, I'm a parent of 4, and at times these kids will come to you with their opinion. They'll come to you with challenges. So as a parent, it's easy for me to brush it off and say, no, it's okay, or not even pay attention to it, And sometimes we tend to think that my word is final. As a parent, you can't question me. I can't even be challenged, And there's this phrase we use as parents, especially mothers. You keep on saying, I carried you in my womb. I carried you for 9 months. So you can't challenge me. And I think that's manipulation. Look, this child didn't even tell you to to go and conceive them, to whatever it is. They just found themselves here. So I think we shouldn't use words like I carried you for 9 months and blah blah blah. I think it's wrong. It's manipulative, and we shouldn't say that to our children. But back to dismissing emotions and opinion. Sometimes our children come to us and, you don't want to hear. You don't want to hear just because I'm a parent. And I know when it comes to people in my circle, people who believe in God and Christians, at times we quote verses from the Bible, just quote them out of context. The time you give an opinion to your parent and your parent thinks you've disrespected them, and they'll quote for you Ephesians 6:4 and say, respect honor your mother, honor your father. I'm just giving an opinion, But the same word, actually, why I like the word of God is that the same word will tell you that parents do not provoke your children. So it's a two-way traffic. We need to listen to each other. The moment you don't listen to your child, then they will withdraw. They withdraw, and at times they will stop talking to you. They'll stop giving their opinion. Why? Because they'll feel you don't value their opinion. They'll feel less importance, So it's important to listen to the opinion. You never know. Yes, we are parents, but you just never know. Let me just give you an example. So I told you I now have teenagers in the house. So you can imagine what that means. I have teenagers in the house, and when they were young, I chose their clothes. If we are going to church anywhere, I chose their clothes and matched the shoes and what. As I speak now, I can't. They will tell you, what? I choose my own clothes. Even my youngest, who is about 9, she will tell you, you know what, Mommy, today I don't feel like black and white. I want a bit of blue. That's because it's his opinion. I want a bit of blue today, Mommy. It's a good day. Mommy, I don't want black and white. It's his opinion. And it's easy to brush it off and say, come on, I'm dictating now, put on what I've given you. And that's very difficult. So opinion, when you leave children to have their opinion, then they will grow up as confident people. You're building their confidence, yeah? And they'll speak up when they grow. I've seen not even children, grown-ups who cannot express themselves. They cannot express themselves because maybe they were shut down when they were young. They didn't express themselves. Rather, they didn't give their opinion, So apart from building relationships with our children, it's important that you let them give their opinion. Of course, in a respectful way. I'm not saying that parents should be disrespected. Children ought to, to be listened to. By you build a very good relationship. I don't want to be there and my children are going behind me and they can't tell me something. Why? Because in the first place, I did not listen to them. So to avoid the breakdown of a parent-child relationships, you have to listen to them. I'm not only talking about the young children, but even the adult children. I've told you that I've met people who are adults and they cannot express themselves. Recently, I met an American woman in the past few months. I met this American woman and I could tell that she was in pain, She was in pain. Why? Because she's lost connection with her daughter. They don't see eye to eye, and I think she's her only child. Can you imagine? Can you imagine losing connection, losing a relationship with your only child? So she was saying, at least I wish she could just call me this one time for us to talk. So I don't know what happened. I can't tell you what happened to them. But I think it's really bad, I think there was manipulation. I don't know. I don't really know what happened, but the relationship just went under the bridge. And she's so sad about it. Every time she talked about it, her eyes would stream with tears. So you see that parents ought to understand that the children, yes, I gave birth to you, but your opinion matters. Yes, you're a child. When you're young, yes, you're guided, and I'm going to give you direction. But when we are parenting the adult children, it's important to have them express their own opinion and sit down and talk about issues. Yeah. God designed the main design for the family, at least the way God designed a family, is for us to have harmony, to live in harmony, to have peace, to be compassionate, to have empathy, to understand each other, to forgive each other. That's how God designed the family to be, to have peace, not manipulation. And as parents, we use this a lot, especially for our adult children. We manipulate them and say, if you don't listen to me, then you're disrespecting me. And I think that's controlling. And when you control your adult children, you are likely to miss or to lose. There's likely to develop cracks, in your relationship. These adult children are independent. They think independently. So you cannot say, I know, I want to think for you. I want to think for your family. I want to think for your children. And especially when it comes to men, when it comes to men, they don't want to be, now I'm talking about men who are sons to their parents, of course. They don't want to be told what to do. They want to also think independently, do things independently. So as parents, it's important that we stay connected with our children, but also just be respectful so that you don't lose that relationship. I know families that are totally broken, totally disintegrated, totally. Why? Because the mutual respect, of respecting one's opinion, of respecting my views is totally it's out of the window. So there's nothing like dialogue. But there must be dialogue. I mean, I'm an adult. I have a mind just like you do. So we must be able to sit on a table and talk through things. Just to give you more insight about opinions and dismissal of emotions. I know all of us have gone through schools, high school especially. So in our school, and I know it's out there, in our school we used to have these groupies of girls or gangs in a boys' school. And usually these groups had leaders, like two. So it's their opinion that mattered. If they said today we are not, for example, or this week we are not going to eat from the dining, these girls would go a whole week, the entire group, because the two leaders have said that, we have to look cool, we have to pull off a rich kid something, so we're not going to the dining. And Bambi, the whole group will not go to the dining. And even those who are struggling, you find them at the canteen sharing like 5 chapatis in a group of 10. Opinion. But it can't be long. The group will just disintegrate. Why? Because it's only one opinion that is valued. People, we are created in such a way that I give my opinion and you consider it. The moment you shut me down, we are likely to have problems. Okay, I think the other thing is unhealed pain. Unhealed pain and trauma. Unhealed pain and trauma. Now, a number of us have gone through some kind of pain, hurt, betrayal, rejection, name it. Healing from this is another thing, It's another thing altogether. It's even worse when the party that took you down the drain is not concerned and has even not made an effort to mend the bridge that was broken. Trust me, even if you are best friends, personally, I don't believe in that best friend thing of, oh, this is my best friend. I never had such. I looked at that drama, I looked at the girl drama in school, and I promised myself I'm not going to have those things of, this is my best friend, I just have friends and I treat them the same. So I have seen people go through issues because they've been hurt by friends, been hurt by family, and it's hard to recover. It's hard to recover from a relationship where the other party, the party that hurt you, is not concerned. Like, it's your problem. Sort yourself, get up, dust yourself, and move up. I know they have this thing of, come on, it's 4 months. We had that issue last year in 2020. Why is she still sulking? Why is she still annoyed? They don't realize the impact it had on you. So if you don't talk through things like that, if you don't sit and you discuss issues, then there is going to be a problem. And I, for example, look at families where one of the parents maybe the father or the mother. Imagine a father leaves an entire family in the house, that he abandons them and leaves them when they're young, and then reappears when they're adults. Yes, when they're adults, and he wants to reconnect. I mean, you hurt us, you hurt the entire family, but you want to come back. You want to come back to our lives like nothing ever happened. People are hurting. Hearts were broken. The best thing is sit down. If you want to really reconnect with people or to make amends, sit down with people, talk through these issues. It becomes easier to reconnect. Otherwise, the relationship will be so gone. And I know of some people where such a thing happened, such a scenario. The man goes for years and years, and when the kids have made it, the mother has suffered, educated their children, or maybe they even drop out. But because they're able to build themselves up, they make it in life, and then somehow the father pops up and say, you're my son and everything, and that's hard. That can be hard. There was something that was going on in the social media. I think this child, I won't say whether it was a man or a woman, their parent left them when they were really young, and the child tried to reconnect with the mother and to no avail. And so eventually, I think recently the mother wanted to reconnect, but the person, the child, was like, after I've struggled, after I tried to look for you, I even came to where you were, tried to look for you, and I couldn't get through. So I think you can realize that when we cross certain lines, that's crossing a line. That's crossing a line. You're out of my life for all those years. Then I have struggled, I have made it. Now you want to come into my life. There's going to be resentment. I can assure you. There's going to be resentment. There's going to be anger. There's going to be hatred, So people will feel betrayed. And so that relationship will be hard to be reestablished. At the same time, as I said earlier, families have their own challenges. From the Bible times, I've given you an example of Esau. When I talk about Esau and Jacob in the Bible, I see unfair, and should I call it unjust or unfair treatment in families or even at workplaces. Those can lead to relationship breakdown. I want you to take an example. I'm a twin, because Esau and Jacob were twins, right? They were twins, and then there were issues of the mother. I like Jacob, and the father, I like Esau. So there were problems. And that's the number one. The moment you start treating people in an unfair way, just know you're going to have problems, and eventually you're going to have a breakdown of a relationship. So these two boys, I was still telling you, these two boys, of course, I know you've read the story, but just to incorporate it in what we're talking about today, they an unnecessary animosity is created by their parents. Can you imagine? Why do you even have I'm favoring so and so, I'm favoring so and so? Why? These are your children. They are twins. They are born from the same mother, suckled on the same breast. Why are you treating people different? So parents, these are your children. These are our children. We don't have to have, I prefer this one, I prefer this to the other. And that's what happened to Esau and Jacob. There's an animosity. I think in the Bible it even says that the father even pronounced a curse on Esau and said, you're going to be far from the riches and you live by your sword. And it's just difficult to comprehend. So the most important thing is, as family members, as community, as whatever society, sit down, talk about issues, resolve them, okay? Don't leave things hanging. Otherwise, then you bring in gaslighting. Gaslighting is when you don't totally disregard the way other people feel. You don't think it's important, yeah? The other point I want to talk about is aided manipulation. Now, this, I don't know. I hope I won't be in trouble with it. But aided manipulation happens even at workplaces. I know of places, I have had stories where people are working and then all of a sudden they bring maybe another person, yeah, in the same position, in the same office, and they aid them. They give them access to everything, access to the boss, these bosses say you can call me anytime, consult, don't be afraid to consult. And the person who's been there, you even picking the boss picking your phone call is like a miracle. So the two they will not produce the same work because you're aiding the other one. You're aiding the other one over this one. They have advantages over this one. You've equipped them with all the tools there are to be successful. And then this person is left hanging. They won't call you, you won't pick. You won't take them for training, but also especially at workplaces, you find that workers are competing. Are they even competing? Or the ones who are favored are the ones, they are gifting the boss. They are, why? Because the boss also, the weighing scale is not is not balancing. I've seen this. The aided ones are the ones going for trips. They're the ones getting all the per diem, and it's not funny. Let me tell you, you will get problems. Love it or hate it, you get problems in that office. So treat people equally. Okay? Just because I'm not coming to your office to bring you Lugambo of so and so was saying this, so and so was saying, doesn't make me less of a worker. As long as I can achieve, I can work, there shouldn't be what I call aided manipulation. Treat people the right way. It's even professional. Why should you treat someone better because they brought you some rumor about another worker? So aided manipulation is going to cause a breakdown in relationships. It happens even in homes. Like I've told you, Esau, Jacob, that's what happened. There was manipulation. The mother manipulated Jacob, manipulated the father to think that Jacob was Esau, And then we see that Esau's blessings went to Jacob. So if we can avoid that, if we can just let there be equal opportunities. I think that's what I can call it. Equal opportunities in families. I've had parents who say, this other son of mine is hardworking. This other daughter of mine, does this. Those things, I'm telling you, they'll cause problems in your home. I hope you've learned a thing or two We'll continue this conversation in the next episodes. Please subscribe to our channel, and yes, this is our Oasis. In the coming episodes, we shall be having people talk about different experiences in life, and we can't wait to have you. Thank you for watching, and bye.